beautiful Capricorn gang. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We are going to do a tarot spread for you. Any messages are welcome that want to come through for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Guys, please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Only take away what resonates with you, leave the rest. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is, of course, optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in, seeing where things are at. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. That being said, let's set the intention to get, I almost called you Aries, Capricorn, some helpful, insightful messages. All right, so I wonder if there's an Aries around you. Something about that might be important. Let's see, bottom of the deck is Queen of Cups. All right. So you got a cute little pair here. I can't help but notice in your element, no less, the King and Queen of Pentacles. So those are strong cards for marriage and long-term partnership, whether it's business or romantic. And what's underneath it is the Six of Cups. So typically that indicates even more so this is someone from your past or someone who you're going to create like history with. It's one for the books. It's set in stone, or however you want to say it. For those who are interested in romance, it could be that you're marrying, with Six of Cups, there's something very sweet and innocent. So this could even be like childhood friends that became high school sweethearts that are now, marrying later in life. For some of you, I'm actually getting this idea that it's possible you lost touch with this person over the years, whether you dated or not. Maybe it was just a childhood friend, a neighborhood friend. It's almost like you both went off in separate paths, and it feels like the universe brought you guys back together. It's very likely that one or both of you already married and possibly had children with someone else. For those who are single again, it's almost like the universe is bringing whatever this energy is, right? It might be a job for that matter. It's like bringing you back together. It's like bringing you back to where you started. That's sort of what I'm getting. That's kind of cute. That seems like a really sweet little Cinderella story. I like that. Let's see. It doesn't have to be with another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but it might be. You definitely have a good amount of earth. I definitely see Virgo here. I see Cancerian energy twice, maybe Pisces, maybe Gemini, take it or leave it. Doesn't really matter the sign, but I do like that storyline. For some of you, I definitely feel like your person, it's almost like it's already been discussed that you guys are each other's partners in crime, partners for life. But if this person hasn't proposed yet, it's almost like they're asking your mother first. I'm getting something about having like the mother's approval or the mother's permission, or vice versa. If you're the one proposing, Capricorn, male or female, it's almost like you need to get someone's blessing or someone's approval or something. And I could see this going both ways. I do see a mother figure here that poses maybe a little bit of drama. And I hate to say this, I love me my High Priestess. She's probably my favorite card in the deck, but depending on what's around it, it can be kind of like a bitchy energy. I just have to say it. It's moody, right? It's moon energy. It's Cancerian. So there could be a little bit of manipulation there, a little bit of, tactics to penetrate people emotionally and, see how they react. I'm not saying that's true for all of you. Some of you, there's a really beautiful connection with a mother. It could also be the idea of starting a family and embracing motherhood for some of you Capricorns out there. Others of you, it could even be like a grandmother figure. It's definitely maternal energy, I can tell you for sure. With the Knight of Swords, it's a little combative. It's a little bit, it kind of feeds off of the drama. I'm going to be honest, Capricorn, it feels like there's a little bit of like shit talking going on. It's that type of it's finicky. But at the end of the day, though, I also see it as we can get wrapped up in drama, but ultimately we're family and we still love each other. And I don't know, I just see it as being annoying. Sometimes it's a nuisance. It's sort of like this eye roll. Like sometimes you just have to deal with it because, it's that person in your life. And so there might be sort of what is a good way to phrase it? Testing out the waters in terms of your spouse or your new partner or whoever you're introducing to mom. It's kind of like you have to lay the groundwork and sort of prepare this person in advance that my mother's a nightmare, or, I don't know, it could be an aunt, it could be a grandmother, someone who's probably, helped raise you, I'll put it that way. And it sort of feels like sometimes you have to tiptoe around them. But here's the thing. I think over time, you're just going to embrace that, it's on them. If they're going to be weird and they're going to be a drama queen, okay. I don't necessarily think you're going to have to avoid them all the time, because for some reason I don't see that being a possibility. Some of you, it's like there is no disconnecting from this person. Like it's, maybe you have responsibility of care, being a caretaker or whatever it is. Over time, though, there's going to be less and less of, we have to watch what we say, or, don't say that because it's going to trigger them. They want to talk about politics or religion or whatever. There's just going to be this like, whatever. Like, again, kind of this eye roll, but you're able to laugh at it. Okay, I know it's a very specific message. Moving away from that. Although, actually, will she give permission to this potential, young gentleman or whoever this is? She'll probably say something that's kind of shady, but they're going to propose to you anyway, because this is freaking amazing. That's adorable. So, I don't think she'll say no. I think she likes to play games. I think, here's the thing, it's a power play move. It feels very Scorpio. Like, I need to maintain my stance, my seat as sort of the master manipulator, the power player. I'm the matriarch of the family. Everything has to, come through me. It's that sort of just like they're on a bit of an ego trip. But here's the thing, I see through that BS. Part of me is just like, this person is very vulnerable on the inside. There's a part of them that's very hurt and never wants to be excluded. It's like they just want to be loved and, love people back, but they have a really twisted way of asking for it, or really not asking for it. But they have a very twisted way of, I don't know, it's like an immaturity. It's like, it has to do with how they were raised and their own parents, and probably the lack of love, or, lack of, understanding, supporting, whatever they needed, they've mirrored that exact relationship. So even though it hurt them, they're kind of projecting it onto, their children and those relationships. And so, yeah, just, err with caution. But it is what it is. Honestly, this spread to me is about embracing it. Rather than holding anger and judgment and resentment for, I don't deserve this and I should have a better person supporting me and blah, blah, blah. 8 of Cups to me is just walk away from the drama. It's, and I hate to be negative, but I sort of sense this idea of I'm never going to be able to change them. And you're right, Capricorn. And also, it's not your responsibility to change them, right? You can only do you, show up, in the highest vibration you can. And ultimately, at the end of the day, they have to live inside that mindset and that sort of bubble of negativity that they have. And I'm not saying all the time, but they have their own issues going on. And the good news is you get to compartmentalize when you see them and being in that energy, and then you can completely Knight of Swords it. You can get the F out of there and be and we are done with that drama for today. And back to this happy little partnership, because ultimately this is who you're building with. If this isn't romantic, I suppose this could translate in the workplace as someone who you're on a team with and you have to work with. Maybe it's your boss. You don't really like them, but ultimately there is this power move. It's almost like you have to check in with them, or you work under them. And again, kind of jaded energy, and it has a lot less to do with you and more to do with their own weird internal guidance system of again, not feeling loved, not feeling included, not feeling supportive. So, I don't know if it's going to be controversial to say this, but maybe you're going to be the one who makes the difference in their day. And I'm not saying you have to take it on as your job or your responsibility, or this, I'm going to break them. I'm going to be the one who, because I think that's putting a lot of pressure on you, and sort of it might be an exercise in frustration. If anything, this is an exercise of release, let go. This person is not your problem. You may have to work with them. You don't have to like them, but ultimately you have to show up, do your best, and go home knowing that you kick ass. That's really what this is. All right, moving on. New messages. King of Pentacles. Let's see. I feel like I've gotten this message from you guys a lot lately. There may be an argument with a spouse. And again, I know I've said this to my Capricorns, because I think this is the 3rd or 4th time it comes up. It's this argument where both people get huffy and upset, and then they go in different directions, and then they come back together and they're fine. It's these tiny little nagging arguments that you guys have. The thing is, I think for most of you, the relationship is so strong. You still love this person, but there's either one topic or several things that are very triggering to you both, because you just can't get on the same page. It may have to do with family stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but again, it's there's something very healthy in being able to just walk away and, meditate, spend some time doing you, walk away from the argument, right? The situation, collect yourself, compose yourself, and then revisit it at a time where you're able to do it in a higher vibration. I do see this conversation, and honestly, it does feel like an argument. I see it circling back around like over and over. So I don't know what this is that's bothering you guys, but it's showing up as the King of Pentacles with Knight of Swords. So it's your person. Like, it's someone who wants to build and grow with you, but there is this irritation factor. It's like, I keep hearing the word nagging. So it's like something about them bothers you or vice versa. They keep bringing up this thing and, you know, I don't know. It's like you want them to change, or you want them to agree with you and move forward on this, I don't know, purchase, this project. You want to move to this city, and your person is just like, no, I don't want to do that. But they have their own reasoning. It's not that they're a brick wall. It's not that they're just like shutting you down. There's a difference of opinion here, and like, it's incredibly frustrating. I totally see that. So I'm not here to just give you problems, right? At the Intuitive Teacup, we like to give solutions, right? However, it's like, I don't see the immediate solution here. I just have to be honest. And the fact that this keeps coming up in your reading, like, I don't know that many Capricorns, and the ones that I do, I can't say I know that they're going through this. So there's no bias here. I have to believe that it's in the cards because it's something someone needs to hear, and the message just isn't getting through. But yeah, it's very like, to me, the Six of Cups here says it's not a new issue. It's something that's been ongoing for maybe 6 or more years. It doesn't have to be that long. There's a lot of like fiery, feisty energy when we talk about it. And ultimately, it's like each time we talk about it, maybe there's new light shed on it, but we're not really reaching some sort of answer where there's a conclusion. It's like we just kind of go silent, and then we don't talk about it anymore until it like rears its ugly head again. It may have to do with money, with all these pentacle cards here, where you want to invest your time, money, energy, who you want to hang out with. It could have to do with a friend that you don't like of your spouse or your significant other. I don't know. Yeah, Queen of Cups, it's like holding on to negativity and negative feelings regarding this. I don't know what to tell you guys. What is the best piece of advice I can give to Capricorn? Because it just doesn't seem to be resolving itself. Like, we're not being solution oriented in our discussion, but I think it's because these people just don't. I think these people, whoever's involved, they just don't see eye to eye, and I'm not sure I don't mean to scare you. I don't know what this is. I'm not sure they ever will. I think this is about negotiation and understanding that in this particular thing, while it's very important to you, I think there has to be some sort of meet them halfway, meet them in the middle. Not settle, there's a better word for it. I can hear you guys like saying it to me. You may have to come to some sort of agreement and be flexible, be bendable, be malleable on whatever it is you're trying to do. Because here's the thing, if you're in a partnership or a business partnership or whatever that is, a romantic relationship, it's not one person making the decisions. It's two. It's a two-way street. So I don't know, and I've gotten this message for you guys before too, especially those who have strong Aries in their chart. There's this invincible, like undefeatable, like I'm the champion of this conversation, and like I'm right, they just don't know it yet. There's a little bit of ego in it, and I understand because it's important to you. Whatever you're fighting for, you're fighting for it because you're passionate about it. And like, I don't think a lot of you have taken the time to really understand that, like, no, this person has heard you. They don't agree, and I don't know. I think it's a lot of talking and not enough listening on both your parts. I think you need to approach this as not trying to change this person's mind. I think next time you go into it, you need to address it again, but in a way where you're being more open-minded or hearing them out more or putting yourself in their shoes. Is there, I don't know, with Venus and Virgo, this is what we always call like our single ladies card, like independent, strong, I don't need anybody. So male or female, that's just kind of the energy behind it, is like, I can do good all by myself. That kind of like, it's kind of cocky actually. It's like the energy of like, I'm just going to do it myself. And I know I've told you guys this before. That doesn't end well. For most of you to just go and do something behind your partner's back, I would avoid that like the plague. Don't do that. The word is on the tip of my tongue. Compromisation. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Yeah, is there some way you can compromise on this? And I feel like you guys have already been like beating your head against a wall to try and find a solution, but there must be a solution if your only other option is, well, do you want to be with this person? I don't even think we're in that territory. I don't think for most of you this has anything to do with I'm leaving my person. I think this is just one of those weird little couple fights that it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening. And so maybe with the advice being this kind of single independent card, imagine having to work through this problem on your own. Would it be different? Would it be easier? Would it be more challenging? I think maybe it's saying be grateful for all that your partner does do and does contribute, and all the times that you are in harmony and do match and do balance. This can certainly be same-sex couples, but again, for a majority of my people watching out there, there's a female energy that is much more aggressive in their pursuit of, like, we're doing it this way. The queen is on top of the king here. It's well, that just sounds sexual, but you know what I mean. There's like feminine energy, so even if it is same-sex couples, is whoever has that more like moon-like intuitive feminine internalized energy, they're the ones who actually might need to give a little bit. Ironically, it's kind of this Taurian energy, this fixed energy that, yeah, it's something is being penetrated, and it's almost like I don't want you guys to reach a point where your partner just gives up and they're just like, fine, whatever, do it, because that's not really going to feel good. It's not going to be like that reward at the end of, woohoo, I got my way, let's throw a party, even though some of you think it is. I have no idea what the situation is. If you're willing to share and this resonates, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what this is about, but it's so frustrating, and it's frustrating to read for. Because this to me represents like we don't know how to come to some sort of common ground. There's either different routes to take or just, again, differing opinions. I don't know. I'm spinning my wheels on this too, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, Capricorn. Here's what I get to with the 8 of Cups, and I'm hoping this makes sense. Again, having no context, this is complicated for me to read for, but the solution to this may actually present itself organically without you guys having to do much work. Especially during eclipse season where things are just shifting and changing and we're all being shook up by these, North Node, South Nodes, right? North Node in, let's see, I think it's going to be in Taurus, and then I think it moves into Aries. I don't know. Over the next year and a half, this situation may actually solve itself because something in your environment, in your family, and whatever kind of sort of changes on its own. And so there isn't this, like, the solution just presents itself and you know which way you know which path to take, you know which way to go with it because it's the only way to do it. Or it just seems the most reasonable, the most feasible, the most cost efficient, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm going to float that idea and see if that resonates for anyone. And maybe it won't right now, but a solution is found. And I do like this as an outcome card. I think eventually you're both pleased with how things turn out, but yeah, there is this combative, like no one wants to bend or flex or compromise. And so, the energy isn't going to change if you don't work with it and try and change a little bit too. So I'm just putting it out there. All right, brand new messages. Let's move. Your messages are so weird this week, Capricorn. I'm sorry. Some of you are watching this just like, what? What is she talking about? What else we got? I liked our first message though, but of course I would, because I'm full. I got water in my chart, so I love all these cute little romantic, sweet, nostalgic messages. That was adorable. I'm into that. There could be a dispute with a sibling too, especially if you work with your sibling. If you guys are business partners, there may be some sort of dispute over your vision for the business. The advice for that is go back to where you started. The initial seed, the spark, the passion, whatever got you started on that route or down that road. It has something to do with go back to the secret sauce. How did you do it the first time? Again, I don't know what that means, but for some of you that might make sense. If that's not a sibling, it just could be a long-term business partnership. It has to return to the past. The solution is in the past. Maybe it's bringing back someone on the team that you used to work with that has since, maybe you had to lay them off, or maybe they left on their own. I don't know. It's like bring back the original. I'm hearing like the original 3, the original members. Let's see. Did y'all hear NSYNC is reuniting? All right, what else? I don't know, Capricorn. I'm going to give you one more message and then move on because this makes no sense to me. This is all over the place. Let's see. You may be proposing to a Cancerian or a Pisces. You may also reach out to I'm going to say a water sign or an air sign. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may reach out to one of those zodiac signs to propose or pitch something for the second time. It kind of feels like you got rejected the first time, but you're not taking no for an answer. What's kind of cool is they may actually take you up on it the second time. And maybe it's all very innocent. I don't know if it necessarily has to do with rejection. It could be that you asked someone out and they were already seeing someone at the time. Or they didn't give you an answer. It was kind of like wishy-washy. I don't know. For some of you, you may come back around and just kind of, check the vibe, check in, see what's up, put out the feelers, so to say. Some of you actually will make good return on whatever this is. So it's possible that, someone is free now, or they're able to join your group, your community, or date you, or whatever it is. And again, that I like that narrative. It feels like what felt like a missed opportunity. It comes back around, and if it's meant to be, it'll be. And so with that, the Eight of Cups in the middle might be like, I had to emotionally detach from something temporarily, but like I still want it. I still got that taste. I still think about that person quite a bit. So yeah, some of you may circle back around and be like, oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? All right, Capricorn, this was a hot mess. Let's give you one of these. I hope this resonates with some of you. Let's see. Express your own divinity. You don't need the acceptance of others. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You have the right to be you, and you express your own divinity by being alive and loving yourself and others. That is your oracle card. Thanks for joining me today, Capricorn. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.